1 degree outside, Weather Network, meteorologist Matt Noyes here with your evening essentials for Sunday evening into Monday. And then we're going to go into early week insights to take a look at that snow chance Tuesday and Tuesday night. Just to let you know, we did redesign the home screen of the app. It's kind of going back to the way it was before, where the videos are right at the top. We've gone through the first rollout now of the 24/7 streaming network, which you can still get on the home screen of the app. But if you don't have the latest version, just make sure you get the update in the App Store and Google Play. Meanwhile, the wind was gusting today, 40 and 50 miles per hour, even a spot or two of new damage here and there. That wind will quiet tonight. It's still breezy in the first part of the night, but it quiets overall. And the temperature drops, too, under a mostly clear sky, save for some flurries in northern New England that'll come to an end after about 11 p.m. So overnight low temperatures, single digits in the north, teens and 20s for many of us. And again, not that howling wind anymore as we go to the overnight, but it will still be breezy enough to create a wind chill running in the single digits and teens, and that's about the best we can do overnight tonight. Tomorrow, I know that it's the start of the holiday week for a lot of folks here, so if you're running around, the weather cooperates. If the kids are still going off to school, the weather cooperates. Getting out the door in the morning, it will feel chilly. It'll feel like the teens, but as we get to the afternoon, you're into the 30s, and the wind actually is going to be light enough. There'll be a breeze, but light enough that it probably feels like the 20s, the warmest time of the day. So as we dive into insights here, just a reminder that, we've got our snow sports discussion and maps that we update. That snow sports discussion got updated Sunday, gets updated again on Thursday, and you can save right now to a promo code SNO2025. Check it out, snowsports.onedegreeoutside.com. One of the things that we look at in that is the chance of lift holds. And I got to tell you, at midday tomorrow, it's funny, the wind is less for a lot of us tomorrow. It's still a little breezy, but it's a lot less. But in the summits, you actually still have a low to moderate chance of wind hold, believe it or not, on the summit lifts, at least of the tallest summits. And the reason for that is because the wind at about 3,000 to 6,000 feet is still blowing pretty strong. So you're going to get some gusts, at least at the midday, on some of these summits. It's something to be aware of for us anyway. All right, meanwhile, here is the map and the overview on the weather story as we head into the upcoming week. Again, quiet for our Monday. So when does the snow chance come in? Mostly on Tuesday morning. Right now, it looks like for many of us, it's mid to late morning. It would be in a little bit sooner in southwest New England, in Connecticut, and western Mass. And then as we get to the mid and late morning, it overspreads much of central and southern New England. The farther northeast you are, the longer you'll wait. This is the map at midday on Tuesday. Now, it's a warm front coming in. That's that red line. So if you're near the south coast, you are going to get a mix with and even a change to raindrops. But even someplace like the South Shore, it probably is a very wet snow, and there will be some rain that mixes in. The farther north you go, the more it's snow. Here's what I think is really interesting. Those of you that watch us along the Maine and New Hampshire seacoast up at the Route 16 corridor of eastern New Hampshire and interior Maine, do you see this dashed line right here? This is what we call an inverted trough. What is that? It's a wind shift in a lower barometric pressure zone that historically can focus heavier snowfall, especially at the Maine and New Hampshire seacoast. You always have to see where it sets up. There have been times it's set up over Cape Cod. There's been times it's set up over eastern Mass. There's been times it's gone east of Penobscot Bay. But usually, and this is called a Norlun trough, which is a fancy meteorological term, but basically it's two different people's names put together who had done the study on this originally. And what you're talking about is instability in the atmosphere that can allow for heavy snow bursts to occur near that axis, near that inverted trough. So we're going to watch you really carefully around Casco Bay all the way down to Portsmouth Harbor and then extending a ways inland as well. Yes, we'll still watch eastern Mass because you may get clipped by some of that as it comes by, which could extend the ending time for this stuff into part of Wednesday morning, but we'll see exactly where it sets up again. Historically, should be Maine and New Hampshire, and then you're quiet again as we head into Christmas Day, with the next disturbance coming in here, probably for the 26th, which is one we've been watching in pattern predictions for a while, right? So overnight low temperatures on Monday night dropping down to about 20 degrees on average in New England. The predicted radar and clouds pretty quiet during the course of Monday. The clouds increasing on our Monday evening. And then as we get into Monday night, the chance of snow starts to go up, particularly once we get after midnight in western New England. You can see it here. Some light snow may spread in along the south coast for a while by 4 or 5 in the morning. I think anything outside of that and farther east is probably going to be flurries or light snow showers to get started out. It probably wouldn't be all that consequential. It looks right now like it's going to be mid or late morning that the more consequential precipitation starts to move inside of Route 495 in eastern Mass. It's interesting, too, though. This thing is so disorganized as it comes in. It may be very ragged on the front edge. You may, for quite some time, you can see the map here at midday, end up with kind of these rain and snow showers coming and going. And that may be the case even to the afternoon, with the steadiest burst likely to happen during the middle or late afternoon into the course of the evening. Then again, we'll watch very carefully to see where that Norlun trough sets up along the coast of Maine. So you put it together, it's another event that has mostly light snow rates with marginal temperatures, which means treatments are probably going to work pretty well. Wind really is not a factor in this one. Your wind is going to be variable depending on where you are, but it's generally 5 to 10 miles an hour. We're going to watch the end time because depending on where that disturbance sets up along the coast, it may extend the end time out just a little bit. In terms of total snowfall amounts, you can line it up with the legend at the top, but generally what do you have here? A coating to an inch in the gray, 1 to 2 inches or 1 to 3 inches. It shows up in the white into the blue. That's the vast majority of us. There may be a little bit less you can see here in parts of the lower Connecticut River Valley. And then the farther north that you go, this is where we really have to watch out for that Norlun trough and see what sets up. I don't think this whole area ends up in an 8 to 12. Somewhere in here, what we're going to have to do as we get closer to it is kind of narrow it down and get a little bit more specific. And we will do that here over the coming day or two. Because the wind is fairly light, there's not a lot to write home about on the water. So mariners who go out to make a living, even during this season, look at this. On Tuesday, you've got waves of 1 to 2 feet. By Wednesday, actually, they may pick up a little bit as the breeze picks up behind the storm center as it starts to move away. So actually, it's quietest on the ocean during the snow itself on Tuesday into Tuesday night. One other thing we're watching is another disturbance that will be coming in here. If I play things out, you'll see toward the end of the week after Christmas on the 26th, it's a little increase in jet stream winds. It shows up right in here, a little dip in the jet stream. That's going to be your next possibility anyway of getting some accumulating snow is either Christmas night into the day after Christmas or maybe just squarely on the day after Christmas itself. Timing is a little flexible and TBD on that. Just a reminder again, we've got that 24/7 weather network going strong. Tune in on your smart TV, online, or on our app. That's the way it looks for now. Thanks for checking in always with 1 degree outside.